Here are the top 10 greatest GameCube games of all time, according to fans of the GameCube. Number 10 is Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. This was the first M-rated game that Nintendo ever published, so that's almost reason enough to play it. You won't get to see any boobies, but there will be decapitations and limbs being cut off. You start off playing as Alex, who is exploring a mansion, investigating her grandfather's mysterious death, and as she does that, you end up playing as 11 other characters through flashbacks, which take place in various time periods. Through it all, you have a sanity meter, and if that gets low, you start to hallucinate some pretty wild things. This is a very memorable game. Number 9 is The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. This one had a weird development cycle. The Wind Waker had come out previously on the GameCube, and sales for it were disappointing, which Nintendo blamed on its cartoony graphics. So Twilight Princess was designed to be more realistic looking and have a darker tone. Late in development, they decided to release it on the Wii as well. Both versions came out roughly around the same time, but they flipped the graphics on the Wii one. Regardless of that bizarre background, Twilight Princess turned out to be great, like most Zelda games are. It's a 50-hour adventure taking place in a huge, vibrant world filled with enjoyable things to do. So, how did I come up with this list? I went to various places on the internet where people were naming their personal favorite GameCube games. I found those conversations on Reddit, Facebook, on gaming websites, on YouTube, and I also asked my own viewers on a community post. I recorded all the games being mentioned from all those places, which was about 1,300 responses total. I did some analysis on that data and came up with the ranked list you are seeing today. I hate AI, and I did not use it to gather the data or to make this video, and I am not an AI generated voice, despite the accusations from some of my viewers. If I sound unnatural, it's because I remove the natural pauses that happen as I talk, but you benefit from that because the video goes by a lot faster that way. My own opinions did not factor into how these games were ranked. It is, by design, a summary of everyone else's opinions. I'm just the messenger delivering it to you. However, you may hear me inject my own opinions as I describe these games because I'm familiar with a certain number of them. I do hope you like this video. Let's get on with it. Number 8 is Luigi's Mansion. Mario got scammed into thinking he won a mansion, and upon entering it, he disappeared. Luigi, instead of calling the police, decided to go inside to rescue him. The place is haunted, so with the help of a professor, Luigi becomes a ghost hunter, and he goes room to room, sucking off the ghosts and finding things hidden in the scenery, like money. There have been a total of 3 games in the Luigi Mansion series, and while there's a lot of debate online about which one is the overall best, pretty much everyone agrees that this first one nailed the atmosphere. The music and lighting give it a scary feel without the use of jump scares, and each room has been carefully crafted with immense detail. Everything from curtains to furniture can be interacted with, even if that interaction gets a little weird from time to time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Number 7 is Mario Kart Double Dash. This is a beloved Mario Kart game because it's different from all the other ones. There are 2 characters on each kart. One of them drives and the other one uses the items, and both of them can hold an item. At any point, you can hit Z and the 2 characters will switch positions. There are also specialty items that only certain characters have. For example, Bowser and his son have the ability to throw a giant spiked shell. Other people like this game because it's more chaotic than the other ones. Tons of items are being used constantly due to the high number of characters involved, so you can't let up on your concentration. Number 6 is Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. This is the second game in the Paper Mario series, and my own words will not be able to do it justice, so here's what some of the enthusiastic fans on Reddit had to say about it. One person said, "The reason I personally love TTYD is because of how alive it feels. The world just feels different and interesting, and every chapter is brimming with character." Another person said, "For me, every chapter was solid, and they did a good job of balancing combat-heavy chapters with more dialogue and character-based chapters." And yet another person said, "The fact that it's the last game to use the original gameplay makes it more of a standout experience. As much as I enjoy the newer games, they don't deliver the Paper Mario goodness as well or as consistently as TTYD does." Number 5 is Batman: Dark Tomorrow. The Batman comics have always been good source material for video games, since they have a dark atmosphere, eccentric criminal characters, and Batman himself uses a lot of gadgets to accomplish his tasks. All that is on full display in this one. The opening stage has you swinging from building to building, giving you a good idea of all the fun that is to come. Actually, this is a fake out. I put these in my videos to help you stay awake, and it makes me laugh. Dark Tomorrow is not a well-liked game due to glitches, awkward controls, and bad camera angles, so it does not belong on this list. The true number 5 is Super Mario Sunshine. While on vacation, Mario gets falsely accused of vandalism and is sentenced to community service, where he has to clean up the vandalism through the use of a talking pressure washer. It's the kind of what the fuck plot that can turn people away, but rest assured, the things that made the other 3D Mario games great are still here, including the tracking down of collectibles, which in turn open up other sections of the game. What's really notable is how they nailed the tropical island vibe, with the Caribbean-inspired music and the incredible brightly lit graphics and the vibrant villages where the natives live. Number 4 is Resident Evil 4. The president's daughter has been kidnapped, so you need to go to Spain to find her. When they made this game, they wanted to renew the series because the previous Resident Evil games were pretty much cut from the same cloth, so things were getting a bit stale with the formula. One of the big changes was to ditch the fixed camera angles in favor of an over-the-shoulder one. They also made the gameplay more action-based. The renewal was a success, as it sold a lot and received rave reviews from many organizations. For about 9 months, this game was exclusive to the GameCube. After that, it came to the PS2, and as the years went on, it became playable on a number of platforms and eventually received a remake. But where is the remake of Gyromite? That's what I would like to know.
Leon, how you holding up?
Bad question, Hunnigan.
Sorry to hear that. I'm sending you a playing manual. Hope you find it useful.
I'll take a look at it, thanks.
Number 3 is Metroid Prime. I'll speak from my own personal experience on this one. I had always been a 2D Metroid fan, but when I heard about a 3D version coming out on the GameCube, I thought it was a terrible idea, so I avoided it, which was easy because I didn't own a GameCube at that time. It wasn't until 2010 that I decided to play through all the Metroid games that I missed, and after forcing myself to play this one, I was amazed at its faithfulness to the 2D games, specifically how it captured the same atmosphere and elements of exploration. I ended up 100%ing the game, and I've never forgotten the experience. Before we get to numbers 2 and 1, let's go over some honorable mentions. These are games that barely missed being in this top 10. I'm just going to read them off in no particular order. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Fire Emblem, Path of Radiance. Animal Crossing. F-Zero GX. Soul Calibur 2. Pikmin. Pikmin 2. Resident Evil, the remake. And here are some honorable mentions. These are games that barely missed being in the honorable mentions. One that I want to point out is Phantasy Star Online. You can actually still play it online because people have set up fan servers for it. Just Google it if you want to figure out how to get set up to do that. Number 2 is The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. It took a while for this game to become so highly regarded. Around the time it came out, many Zelda fans were not happy with the change in the graphical style. They felt it was too childish looking compared to the other two games on the N64. Sales of the game ended up being a disappointment for Nintendo. However, a quarter of a century of reflection has changed a lot of people's minds. The graphical style, which is known as cel shading, has held up over time. People also have more chances to play due to numerous re-releases. They love the music, the exploration, the puzzle solving, and the setting. Number 1 is Super Smash Bros. Melee. Out of the 30 or so top 10 lists I've ever done, never have numbers 1 and 2 been this close. Smash Bros. Beat Wind Waker by a whisker. I just found that interesting. Melee has a lot of things going for it. It has a lot of unlockable material. It has a sense of humor. It serves as a salute to various Nintendo franchises. But what people praise the most are the fighting mechanics. In a nutshell, there's a lot of nuance to the movement system. Things are analog based as opposed to the rigid ones and zeros that most other fighting games utilize. This creates a high skill ceiling and allows each player to develop their own unique way of fighting. The game is now 25 years old and people are still attending and participating in Melee tournaments. Here's another thing people can participate in, watching the many other top 10 lists that I have posted on this channel. Top 10 best games, hardest games, easy games, graphically impressive games. There's something for everybody, including your mom.